Fact check. Can Shadur Sanders leave for CFL after being drafted by Browns? The biggest surprise in the 2025 NFL Draft came courtesy of Colorado Buffalo's QB Shadur Sanders. It's like sitting atop Mount Everest. He was in direct competition with Cam Ward at the NFL Combine, with many pegging him as a potential top 10 pick. But by the end of draft weekend, Sanders found himself plummeting to the Mariana Trench, eventually getting selected by the Browns in the 5th round, 144th overall. Since then, one question has flooded fan forums and social media threads alike. Can Shadur Sanders refuse to play for Cleveland and leave for another league like the CFL? Let's dive into the actual rules and history to find out. Shadur Sanders options. What NFL rules actually say. First, under the NFL draft rules, once a player is selected by a team, his rights belong exclusively to that team for 1 full year. That means Shedeur cannot immediately jump to another NFL team unless the Browns either trade his rights or release him. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Option 1. Shadur Sanders could refuse to sign with the Browns. If he chooses this path, the Browns would retain his rights through the upcoming season. Option 2. After sitting out an entire NFL season, Sanders would re-enter the 2026 NFL draft pool, this time at the risk of being picked even lower or not at all. Have an interesting take. This is similar to how Bo Jackson famously refused to play for the Buccaneers in 1986 after being selected number 1 overall. He also believed that the Buccaneers purposely lied about their NCAA-approved lab. It was not. Jackson thought they wanted him to play football and leave baseball. He got out, played for the Kansas City Royals, and entered the draft the following year, joining the Raiders. Shadur Sanders can also take the path taken by the NFL legend John Elway. He did not want to play for the Colts, a struggling team then. He forced them for a trade and managed to move to the Broncos. However, the league believes that such tactics don't help the lower-ranked teams, who really need talented players. Another critical difference today is that players can't simply jump to another pro football league like the CFL or UFL without complications. According to Pro Football Talk, if a player sits out 2 full years after being drafted, they can officially avoid the NFL draft rules and negotiate as free agents. But until then, the Browns legally hold Sanders' NFL rights. Could he join another league like the UFL or CFL in the meantime? Technically, yes. Nothing in NFL rules prevents a drafted player from signing with another non-NFL league, like the UFL or CFL, if he refuses to sign with his NFL team. But if he does that, his NFL rights still remain locked with Cleveland until after the year ends. Meaning, even if Sanders stars for a CFL team in 2025, he would still belong to the Browns in 2026 unless Cleveland releases him or trades his rights. Moreover, his fans are uniting behind him after the NFL owners blackballed him. Sports Illustrated shared the top 10 jersey sales. He ranked 3rd jersey sale rankings on April 28th. It revealed that Shadur Sanders is the only player selected outside of 1st round in the list. His fans pledged to buy his merchandise from his official website instead of the NFL shop. It will also help him make millions while giving a financial blow to the league. Finances are not an issue for him. He is targeting legacy. Before the final draft day on Saturday, the 26th of April, he tweeted, "Another day, another opportunity to get a chance to play the game I love. Thank you God #legendary." He now has the chance to prove his value. So, while he has the option to move to the CFL, the chances are less. But brace yourselves for any surprises. His draft has already given us a hint. Things are changing in Titans' locker room as Cam Ward sets future plans in motion per GM. Cam Ward joined the Titans on April 25th. While most new players might quietly settle in, Ward immediately got to work. And he reached out to congratulate the new draft picks as they joined the team. He wasn't just observing. He was actively helping to build team spirit. But behind the scenes, the Titans were working on something even bigger. That's signaling that this draft was about more than just adding talent. But on Monday, Jim Wyatt posted on X, "You might be able to draft them for us ahead of time because you're going to see, oh, that looks like a Titan." He was referring to how the Titans are focusing on a specific DNA when drafting and signing players. One centered on building a strong, winning culture. So, what's the bigger plan? The Titans brought in 9 new players for their 2025 draft class, 6 on offense and 3 on defense. Chad Brinker, the Titans' president of football operations, said these players share some key traits. Yeah, they're big, fast, tough football players who love winning more than anything else, Brinker said on Monday. I mean, that's a Titan. I really want. I think over time, as you see how this unfolds, you might be able to draft them for us ahead of time because you're going to see, oh, that looks like a Titan. There's definitely a DNA we're looking for in our players, and I think everybody wants that, but it's hard to find. You've got to do a lot of work, and hopefully, those guys that we're bringing in here will prove us right. Brinker and GM Ryan Borgonzi held their post-draft press conference at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park after locking in their picks over the weekend. They started by grabbing QB Cam Ward from Miami with their first overall pick, followed by edge rusher Oluwafemi Oladejo from UCLA in round 2. The list continued with safety Kevin Winston Jr. from Penn State, wide receivers Chamir Dyke from Florida, and Alec Iomanor from Stanford, tight end Gunnar Helm from Texas, offensive guard Jackson Slater out of Sacramento State, cornerback Marcus Harris from California, and running back Khalil Mullings from Michigan. During the chat with reporters, Brinker and Borgonzi discussed what kind of players they're after and how they're reshaping the roster. Borgonzi, in his first year as GM, made it clear that every player is expected to come in ready to compete, no matter their position. Just like Brinker, Borgonzi emphasized the importance of character in their selections. I think it's important they come in here with the right mindset, which they will, Borgonzi said. That was a big part of the traits and characteristics we were looking for. Smart, tough, competitive guys. Usually, that helps in the developmental part. Like I said, all these players need to get better, they need to develop. But if you have those traits, that usually takes you over the edge to really compete and get better. He went on to explain how key character traits, work ethic, film study habits, and grinding it out in the weight room are what push players through development hurdles. Bottom line, these rookies have work ahead of them. But with those qualities, they've got a real shot at fitting perfectly into the team's identity. So, Titans fans, these players might just be the future backbone of the franchise. But what about Cam Ward? He's definitely making headlines now, right? He's definitely making headlines now. First impressions matter. Titans embrace Cam Ward's leadership qualities. Cam Ward had bare ly been a Titans for 2 days. And he was husty LNG for his soon-to-be teammates during GT, NFL draft, while others were getting picked by the Titans. Ward was busy sliding into their DMs, congratulating them as they chatted with Team BRS Abu T, their select Titans. That's the type of team a Cam is, Titans GM Mike Borgonzi said. And that's everything we heard about him through UGH the process. He's one of the guys. I think that's why a lot of his teammates gravitate toward him. He was tweeting at TM right after that. But the just show us while his leadership and his team-oriented attitude. Borgonzi even joked with a grin that Ward was texting him mid-RFE about the pick cast. He's on it pretty KCK. He say, talk about being plugged in. On his very first day at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park after joining the Titans, Ward was already mocking Tichy rounds like he owned the place. He bumped into veteran Sylvan Ridley and Tony Pollard and chatted with Tichem for a bit. While you can tell this guy's got that natural leadership vibe, Ward's been straightforward abot 110G to lead. Evan as Arooki and D Borgonzi agree saying Ward's got those leadership chops locked do WN. At just 22, turning 23 soon, Cam isn't shy at all around older players that a lot of that. We talked with him before the draft. He has great awareness in terms of where he is, Borgonzi explained. He knows that stepping into an NFL locker room, he's going to have to earn the respect of everybody in that locker room. First, build relationships with everyone on the team is a big part of it. Booty chats on of the SPE shall teachings about HIM that we learned through the process that he has great awareness. And I think he knows he has to earn the respect of everyone here. So yes, everyone's hyped about CM. Kind of like when Jon Snow showed up at Winterfell. But what Cam can actually do for the Titans? Well, that is still unfolding. Stay tuned.